So I'm Avner, the CEO of EngageSpark, and I'll be talking to you about remote data collection. I'm sure you all know this, but most people in the world still do not have access to the internet. They may have internet sometimes, but most people, there are about 5.4 billion people globally who still only have access to the internet rarely or not at all. But most of them have mobile phones. And so the best way to interact with these people and collect data from them at scale is using SMS, text messages, and phone calls. And that's where EngageSpark comes in. We make it very, very easy for NGOs, businesses, for organizations to build and launch different kinds of survey campaigns, research campaigns, anywhere in the world without needing techie skills or without being software developers or needing software developers. So we are connected behind the scenes with the telecommunications companies across the world. And we offer a platform that you access from your web browser where you can build different kinds of text message surveys or automated phone call surveys, what we call IVR surveys, where you would pre-record your messages in advance if you're doing an IVR survey, and you would upload them to our website, create the flow and the logic in your survey, and then launch your campaign to your contacts. And our system would call them, and when they answer the phone, it's all pre-recorded. So our system would then ask those questions. Press 1 if you're female, press 2 if you're male, and so on and so forth. And then you would get the results on our platform immediately in real time. And I'll talk to you about a few examples in a few minutes so you can get a real feel for this. But just to give you a quick idea, we're a global company. We're a social enterprise, so most of our clients are NGOs, and actually a bunch of universities use us. We actually work also, I should have put it on here, with Javariana, I'm not sure how you pronounce it exactly, in Colombia, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. So we mainly work with NGOs and universities and some businesses. Before I dive into things, I'd love for you all to try out a demo. So this is a COVID-19 campaign demo where you'll get a few text messages to your phone and a phone call to experience a very quick one-question survey for data collection, essentially. There are many different ways of opting into the survey. Just text COVID to that Colombia number, or if you're somewhere else, you can use one of the other options. So you can see that up there. So I'll just jump in and talk about a few client examples, use cases, how they've used us, so you can get a feel for it. This is an example with Unilever in Indonesia, where they actually wanted to try to help fight child malnutrition, which is a big problem in rural Indonesia. So they actually did these in-person cooking classes for these rural moms, teaching them different healthy meals that were also tasty. And then after these in-person classes, the moms were enrolled in a program, in a campaign on our website that automatically the next day sent them a text message encouraging them to cook from these recipe books they got. And then a few days later, they would get another encouragement. Then a few days later, they would get a question. And this is where the data collection piece comes into play. The question would be kind of a monitoring and evaluation question. How many days in the last week did you cook from the recipe book? And so the moms would then answer, and Unilever would get the results instantly. A few days later, did your kids find the meals to be tasty? And so on and so forth. And this is all automated, reaching 5,000 moms, at the same time, or depending on what schedule they're on, based on when they took the cooking class. So it's a pretty powerful thing that you can do, and you can build a campaign like this literally in minutes on our platform without needing any IT staff at all. Another example, IOM, if you know them, this is a very humanitarian example. They are the UN's, the United Nations Migration Agency. they're currently using our platform to push out, this is more of a communication piece, but to push out critical COVID information to Rohingya refugees from Myanmar who are in refugee camps in Bangladesh. And so every few days, tens of thousands of Rohingya refugees receive a phone call, they answer, and they hear a pre recorded message that's a few minutes long with different important information about COVID. At the end of the call, they can also ask a question that the team at IOM can then listen to and then push out answers afterwards. So another way of collecting data remotely as part of a campaign that also teaches or educates to people. And IOM is a big partner of ours. They use us across the globe in a variety of contexts. The last quick one I'll mention is Johns Hopkins University. They actually partner with Javeriana in Colombia for launching you may have even received a call for this, but they launch massive SMS and IVR surveys related to public health using our platform in Colombia and in Bangladesh, actually. Where again, people, they've pre-recorded and pre-created the entire survey, and then people in Colombia, it's actually random phone numbers because they want a random sampling of the population, receive a call or receive an SMS, and then engage in it in taking a survey, asking all sorts of different kinds of public health questions. And again, Johns Hopkins gets the results in real time. So I'll skip over this last example. This is just a quick sample of our dashboards and the kinds of results that you get in real time when you roll out these surveys to collect data remotely. And then one last thing I'll mention is we have recently rolled out WhatsApp as another channel in addition to SMS and voice. So if you want to try out our WhatsApp demo, and you can do surveys to collect data in WhatsApp, which actually for people who have smartphones, but maybe aren't always online, but have like a plan that gives them WhatsApp access. WhatsApp is a great way for engaging with that audience, especially because you can send media as well, or have them send back media. So imagine if you want somebody to take a picture and send it in to you, or you want to ask them about different pictures or videos that you send them, you can collect data that way. So this is another demo that we would love for you to try out. If you text IMAP to that Colombian number we have there, or to any of the other numbers, you'll instantly get a message from us in your WhatsApp from that US number you see at the bottom, and you can engage with it. It's kind of fun to take that survey also. So yeah, many other ways of using us. I won't go through all of them, but that's it. So hopefully I didn't spend too much time on the survey. Happy to open things to questions. And one last thing I'll just say is I'm also happy to share my screen and show you the platform a bit to see how user-friendly it is. And that might be a good way also of answering questions that you have as you have them